Today's show is pre-recorded.
Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like the Dapper Dawn, giving them microphone, dressed like $1,000,000, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Everybody out there listening to me, put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Why don't you join me? Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them out. Steve Harvey turn them on in the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. Y'all listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey got a radio show. Man, God is in the blessing business. I'm in the receiving line. Man, that's a good feeling. I thank God for waking me up in the mornings. I really, really do. I thank God for the spirit that he wakes me up with, because I finally figured it out. Such a blessing that shouldn't be taken for granted, the fact that you are up today. The fact that you just got off work and you driving home. The fact that you got a job to come home from. The fact that you got a job to wake up to. Whatever it is, the fact that you can see, think, hear, smell, walk, talk, rhyme, reason. Whatever it is, it's a blessing, man. I was talking to a partner of mine last night, and an analogy came to me last night of what my life has been like. Just going over my story with a friend of mine of some of the things I had gone through, and he never knew it, because he said, man, you never told me that. We were just talking. One of the things I remember, and it's kind of equated to my life, was when I was a little boy, I used to go to the store with my mom, and she would let me buy a jigsaw puzzle. Now, for those of you, a jigsaw puzzle comes in a box. There are no instructions. It just comes in a box. And it's simple. You're going to dump the pieces out in a pile, and you're going to try to put the pieces together until it looks like the picture that's on the cover of the box. That's as simple as it is. Here is the deal. I would select a jigsaw puzzle based on the picture that I liked, and if I thought I could do it. Now, if the picture looked too crazy, if it looked too intricate, I didn't want that puzzle. You know, and the thing was, back in the day, you got a jigsaw puzzle. You had 100-piece puzzles, 400-piece puzzles. Man, then they say 1,000-piece puzzle. You go, whew, ooh. So those were a little difficult for me when I was a little boy. So I didn't want that. As I got a little bit older, I had more challenging puzzles, 450, 500-piece puzzles. But I always picked a picture of something I liked. So it's very simple. You get the jigsaw puzzle, you get it home, you open it up, you dump it out on the table. You flip all the pieces over so you can see them. And then I would try to sort them based on the colors on the box. If it was like a black section, I'd take all the black pieces and slide them over there. If it was some flowers, I'd try to find all the pictures with little jigsaw pieces with the little floor, and I'd separate them. And then I'd start putting it together. And the way I started was I'd try to build the border first because I knew all the straight edges had to be side by side at one point. And it was funny, man, because it's related to my life. I would start putting the pieces together of the picture I saw that I liked. And that would be my picture. A lot of people didn't like jigsaw puzzles. As a matter of fact, none of the boys on the street liked jigsaw puzzles but me, because they just didn't want to go through the intricate details of figuring that out, really go outside and run or something like that. And so what happened was, as I got older, I wanted more difficult and challenging puzzles, but I wouldn't go too far. I wanted some nice stuff to happen. I had a picture of what I wanted for my life, but I didn't want to go too far because it was so challenging and difficult. I couldn't see myself with all of that, and I didn't have the time, the knowledge, the expertise, the figuring all the intricate details. And I discovered something when I was talking last night. That's what happens in life to a lot of people. You get bogged down with the details of coming up and trying to create the picture that you want for yourself. You put it to the side. You say, oh, that puzzle crazy. Next thing you know, you crumble it up and put it back in the box. Or you go halfway and you get stuck. And you get to the part where it ain't a lot of different colors. It's all the same. And that's a little bit more challenging. So that may stop you. But it's somewhere in the jigsaw puzzle that it gets very difficult and challenging, the bigger the picture you want. But then what'll happen in your life is just like what'll happen in a jigsaw. Once you get comfortable and you don't mind the challenge, you could get a bigger picture. But here's the key to it, though. If you put God in your mix, see, the picture that I saw for myself as a boy is not the picture that has happened to me as a man. Because along the way from boyhood to manhood, from the time I was 10, you understand, what happened along the ride in there was I started putting God in the mix. And so now the picture that I have now is not the picture I saw. It's the picture that God saw. So what I'm saying, this analogy is, the picture you have may be difficult to complete, but if you were to include God in your life, put God in your jigsaw puzzle, God will not only help you complete the puzzle, and he gonna add some pieces, he gonna do some favors, he gonna show some mercy, and you gonna look up, and the picture that you're able to end up with will be totally different and much more complete, much more beautiful, a bigger picture than the one you had, because there's no way that I could have saw the life that I have today back when I was a boy. And it amazes me when I hear people say, I always saw this for myself. I didn't do that. I didn't quite see this for myself. I don't know how you can have the ability to see what God really has for you. But man, he's a masterful jigsaw man. He's an incredible puzzle completer. So if you got a puzzle that's challenging to you, maybe you need to see what's the picture that God has for your life. If God were in your life, if you completed the puzzle, what would it look like? It'll be a far more extensive puzzle, and it will be a far more beautiful piece of scenery than you could have ever imagined. Tears come in my eyes because I can't believe God brought me this far. I can't believe that when I opened up and accepted him and started talking to him, that he would add all these pieces to my jigsaw puzzle, and my jigsaw puzzle would look like this. And I could tell you, I ain't got a whole lot to do with what I done turned into. It's mostly favor and blessings and grace and mercy of God. And I looked up and I just got a much bigger jigsaw puzzle completed. And guess what? He ain't through with me yet. That's what's amazing and exciting about a relationship with God. God can take your jigsaw puzzle and fix it.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is upon us. The Steve Harvey Morning Show, loud and clear, vivid color on this very lovely, blessed, and grateful Monday morning. I accept this gift of life with all the fervor and gratitude that one can possess with being provided in yet another opportunity to get it on, to live long, to be strong, to carry on. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for this blessing. I greet you with open arms and praise and cheerfulness, because today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And doggone it, I'm in it. Steve Harvey Morning Show, Shirley Strawberry.
Hallelujah. Good morning, Steve. Yes, happy Monday.
Carla Farrell.
Good morning. What's up, Steve? Hey, crew.
What's up, Junior?
Morning, Unc. Morning, everybody. What up, Clip?
J. Anthony Brown.
Woo, short work week. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
What?
Short work week. Thank you, Jesus.
Nephew Tommy.
Top of the morning, Uncle Steve. It's Monday, baby. Let's get it. We on our way to Memorial Day weekend. Yes, we
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a little interesting, man. A little bit interesting.
Oh, they're going to be
yeah.
buck wild this one.
I got a dark week, too, from taping, so probably going to try to go somewhere.
Bingo.
I don't know, but I've decided to just enjoy my life more instead of just packing every single waking minute with work. You know, I used to get my dark week and I put my other show on the dark week and I just work. I've decided I'm going to stop doing that, man.
Good.
Go and enjoy my life while I got it.
Yeah,
Life is short, man. Life is short. That is
COVID's told us anything.
Huh?
It's told us that life is short.
I'll see you some ideas or something, you know.
No need no idea. What idea you going to got for me?
Well,
On where he need to go?
Let me go and give you
Yeah,
one. Well, this weekend, the pool open up at my apartment. You come through, we gonna have a pool party. It's big.
At his
Memorial Day
apartment.
weekend.
An
You just-
apartment pool. Let me get this right. You going to leave
No,
a
he
private pool
got
to
it.
go to an apartment pool?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Okay, hold on, Jay, hold on. Let me ask you. Uncle Steve, how many pools you got?
At all my house.
He
Yeah.
said he did.
Yeah.
Did Steve just not say
Yeah.
he was going to enjoy himself more, do different things? He just said that. So
I
Jimmy
don't
invited him
want to
his-
go to the apartment pool.
well, but you know how good I'm gonna look if you come. Boy, I'm gonna be the hero over here. Dog, I swear, this wasn't even about
Just
you.
say, Junior, it ain't about me.
Yeah, dog, I just need you to fall through.
Dog.
Get up under
hey,
this umbrella and sit in this chair.
fall through and sit
You don't
at your
even need to get in the
umbrella.
water, Steve.
That's it.
Junior's right, man. All you need to do is walk
Junior, I'm
around the
not
pool
mad
and
at
go
you.
home.
Shoot your shot.
Help Junior out, man.
10
Come on.
minutes is all I need. But I swear to God, you gonna love it.
All right, Junior, I might do that, man.
Do something different. Do regular stuff, Steve.
Yeah,
regular
Do
stuff.
some regular Steve. Okay.
I love it. All right, coming up at 32 minutes after the hour, ask the CLO Chief Love Officer Steve Harvey in the building right after this. Regular Steve, I love it.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, guys, it is time for Ask the CLO.
Are
Here we
you
go.
ready? Is the
Just
question.
laughing. Okay, here we go. Bonnie in Augusta says, my mother and I fell out over the guy she's seeing. She is 77 and he is 51, and he's moved in and living off her retirement and her Social Security check. When I go over there, the house is a mess and his friends are usually there. Mother has always been the type to need a man, any man around her, doting over her. The final straw for me was when she called and said that this man's 28-year-old daughter and 3-month-old baby will be staying with her temporarily. This is insane. How do I stop this madness?
Wow.
CLO?
I don't know. This ain't a chief love officer question. This is a social services.
This ain't got nothing to do with love.
Yeah. You need to call. You need to put a call in down to the office. You know, these are social services issues right here. I don't know
you help
about
her, though?
moving in with babies. No, I mean, her mama's 77.
She's a cougar.
She done made a decision. She been doing this for a long time. This man, 51, being used. The friends is always over there. Now the daughter and the baby finna move in. She gonna have a lot of company. I don't know, I mean, maybe that's what she like. The daughter might have to understand her mama likes company at this age and want people around her all the time, and maybe makes her feel vibrant. She may have to come to that. I know it sounds crazy for your mama. Wow. I know they're using your mama, but if she don't see it that way, I can't make her. And I'm not sure if you can too.
Wow. Living off her retirement and her Social Security check. Okay, Mom.
That ain't a lot of living, Shirley.
Oh, really?
What the hell all them people in there doing?
All right, well, Christy, we'll move on. Christy in Southfield, Michigan says, I'm a 29-year-old teacher, and I was in a friends with benefits relationship for a year with the principal of my school. We kept it low-key because we worked together, and during the pandemic, he said he was falling for me, and I was overjoyed because I love this man, and I thought we could finally stop hiding. I was wrong. Last weekend, I saw him at Whole Foods, and I met his wife. She was pregnant. He texted me later that day. Yeah, he texted me later that day and said he only married her because of the baby. My heart dropped. Is he being honest about his feelings for me, or was I just a side piece?
No. He married her just because of the baby. That's been his wife.
Yeah.
This ain't a shotgun wedding. That's been his wife. They planned that baby. Sorry, sister.
Yeah.
I don't know how, with all this stuff, ladies, I mean, really, and I'm not mad at you, I'm not dogging you, but you got to be smarter these days. Y'all have too much stuff on access where you can go on their social pages, you can ask questions, you can Google, you can find out stuff. Everybody got a friend in the police department.
Okay.
Every grown woman
Yeah.
got a girlfriend that's dating a police officer or got a family member that's a policeman or something. Run these license plates.
So you can find out this information you need to know. Okay.
Man, all you got to do get their Social Security number. This stuff ain't hard.
You're right. All right, moving on. Valencia in the DMV says, my 44-year-old ex-husband is a hater, and he keeps throwing shade because I beat him at his own game. He cheated on me, I cheated back, and now he can't take it. He had the nerve to have a woman come into our garage and give him an oral exchange in his car while he thought I was asleep one night. So I did him one better, and I had sex in our bedroom with my ex-boyfriend, and I sent him pictures. Yes, this is ugly right here. We're getting divorced, and he's trying to get sympathy wherever he can. How can I get him to be happy with his mistress and keep my name out his mouth?
Whoa. Keep your name out his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you do this to shame him?
Mm-hmm.
How y'all do all this dirt to each other, then all expect everybody to act clean? I don't understand. I'm at a loss.
Yeah.
I'm very confused here. He had a woman do an oral exchange on him in the garage while he thought you was asleep. You went up to him and had your ex-boyfriend come to y'all's house in your bed. I don't know who this fool is that did that. Could have got shot in his back. But I don't know who this dumbass boy is that did this. But now all y'all tricky. 2 wrongs don't make it right, and wrong number 3 and 4 ain't gonna make it right either. So how can you keep your name out of his mouth? He don't try to keep stuff out people's mouth.
Okay. Yeah, this is just a mess right here. This is just get divorced and go your separate ways.
Man.
Yeah. All right, Jay, I know you have a question for the CLO.
Yes, I do. You're dating a woman who has a dog. It's obvious that this dog don't like your ass. What do you do? What do you do? Go ahead.
Well, I'll do one of 2 things.
Okay.
First thing, I'll let her make the decision, the dog or me, because I ain't going to keep coming over here getting bit.
Oh, he's biting you too? Ooh.
Well, I'm just saying. And I ain't going to come over here keep getting growled at, snipped at, barked at, all this mess. I'm not going to do that every time I come over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one of the things will be, it's either going to be the dog or me, or I'm going to bring some specially prepared treats over there.
Steve.
And your little ass in the corner throwing up. Hard to bark and throw up at the same time.
Edibles? What are those?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Crazy,
You're not
man.
going to keep doing it. You the dog. I'm just.
All right, thank you, CeeLo. We'll stop it right there. Coming up next, Church Complaints with Reverend Motown and Deacon Def Jam right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, guys, Miss Ann is standing by with our national news. And in entertainment news, the countdown is on for the iHeartRadio Music Awards. Also in trending gymnastic news, did you guys see Simone Biles? She is the GOAT, all right?
Yes.
We'll talk about all of these stories, yes. We'll talk about all of these stories at the top of the hour. But right now, it is time for some laughter and some fun. Here with our church complaints is Reverend Motown and Deacon Def Jam.
You can go, excuse me, I'm so grateful to be here this morning. We gather aquariously on this pontificus daylight of continuity as we enlighten our overdaciousness of what we are here in a botanical way to do this thing retrospectively.
That boy talking this morning.
You better know I am. Come on,
He's
Deacon.
anointed.
I'm is.
Let's get down to it, Pastor. Listen, Deacon John Sherman, who is bow-legged, pigeon-toed, and knock-kneed, is asking for dance lessons, but nobody wants to help him. Yo, Carl.
We've already labeled him as Crazy Legs because when he dancing, it's all over the place. I don't think he need dance lessons. I just think he needs to just work on whatever moves he knew to keep all of. He's bow-legged, knock-kneed, and pigeon-toed.
And pigeon-toed, that's right.
And slew-footed.
I didn't know that. Now, see, that's something new. They didn't tell me he was slew-footed.
He's pigeon-toed, slew-footed, knock-kneed, and bow-legged.
Good God Almighty.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Going on.
Yeah.
That sound like they sound broke.
Well, he
man.
can
Legs
walk,
sound
but
broke.
you know now, and they each leg acts individually at different times. So I think his best thing is to get into pop locking and kill the game with that. Go ahead.
All right. Here's another problem, Pastor. Brother Andre Bailey got the Pfizer, Moderna, and the Johnson shot, and is now premiering on this new TV show called Saved, Naked, and Afraid. He's feeling invincible. They want you to talk to him. Side note, you need to know that he is blessed. That's what they're saying. So I just want
I'm fine with him being on this show. I fear no man who is blessed because I'm very secure with that. We could just be on the show together and we just be standing there to just see who give first. You know what I'm saying? But he's taking all these vaccines, you say, Deacon?
Yes, Pastor. He's had the Pfizer, the Moderna, and the Johnson, and now he's on the new TV show, Saved, Naked, and Afraid. That's what he's on.
Well, he got plenty of protection against COVID, but what he got to worry about them mosquitoes and that malaria.
It's a whole nother virus.
Yeah. So I don't know what the hell he think he gonna do, and them ticks don't give a damn what you done took.
Okay, there we go. All the men who have painted their beards on, we're asking them, Pastor, to choose a color according to their age group. If you over 60, jet black does not apply for you. Now, Pastor, they asking about what type of color you're using on your mustache. That's what the members want to know.
Well, what they really need to do is go with real black. Real black is the color, not jet black. Jet black will have you looking like the man that do the commercial for OxyClean.
Oh, okay.
And the one where you can seal your boat and ride it across the Everglades. Your hair that black. Ain't nobody believing that. Real black is the color you want.
Real black. All right. Not jet black, real black. All you men out there with the beards, real black is what you want, not jet
Yes,
black.
sir.
All right. Now, we got a problem. Brother Simon Finley fell asleep watching the Underground Railroad TV show. He woke up in the middle of the night and left his house, headed to New York on foot. He is in the woods in Georgia, and they can't stop him from running. You're going to have to try to get out there and talk to him, pal. I think falling asleep on the TV show is what did it to him.
Well, if he won't stop running, where is he now?
He's in the woods in Georgia, but he's following the North Star. He's headed to New York, is from what I understand.
well, let me. Ain't nobody got no hounds.
Here we go.
I mean, if you want to be the TV show, let's get it. Let's just get it on. Put some hounds in behind his ass. We can run him down in no time.
Yes.
All right, moving right along. One of the junior pastors, young Elijah Demerson, in the church, wants to challenge you to a preach-off. Any book in the Bible, any day, any place. Are you up for it, Pastor?
Little Elijah, you going to get your little drawers snatched off. You don't know who you messing with, boy. I done out-preached the preachingest preachers. You better ask somebody about me. I done out-preached the preachingest preachers. You better ask somebody about me. I can take a nursery rhyme. Mary had a little lamb. Fleece, white as snow.
White as snow.
Everywhere. I said everywhere.
Yeah.
Mary went. Lamb. I said the lamb was sure to go.
Come on here now.
I don't know if you had lamb chops. I don't care if you had lamb stew. I don't care if you wear a lamb sweater. I don't care what a lamb mean to you. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about Mary, little lamb.
Yeah.
Mary had a little lamb, fleece white as snow. Boy, I can take a nursery rhyme and turn it into a sermon. How dare you bring your young ass over here thinking you going to out-preach a preacher? Little Elijah, your name might have come out the Bible, but you gonna step out yourself if you think you can come over here and out-preach me, boy. You don't know. Jingle bells. Jingle bell. I said a jangle all the way.
Jangle it, Pastor, jangle it.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. That's preaching, boy.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Reverend Motown Digger Def Jam. Coming up, entertainment
Bye-bye,
and national
black
news.
sheep.
At the top
Have
of
you
the
any
hour.
wool?
Right after this, amen.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
The 2021 iHeartRadio Awards is going down this Thursday, May 27th at 8 p.m. on Fox. It'll be live from the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. And Usher, that's right, Usher baby, is set to host this year's show. He will also perform. Yeah. Other performances include The Weeknd with special guest Ariana Grande, newly married Ariana Grande, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, Silk Sonic, Doja Cat, Doja Cat and more. Also set to appear on the show is our girl Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's gonna be good. You know that.
Girl,
Good right
summer, let's go.
That's
Meg, I'll be
right.
in Houston third.
The night will also feature a special tribute to one of your favorites, Steve, Elton John. He'll be honored with the 2021 Icon Award. So there you go. Benny and the
Nice.
Jets.
That's a
Your
bad boy, though.
favorite.
Oh, yeah, legend for sure. Elton John.
Yeah.
Sir Elton John.
Yep, and in other trending news, it's the black girl magic for us. We got to say this. Simone Biles made history this weekend in Indianapolis at the U.S. Classics. She's 24 years old. Simone Biles became the first gymnast ever to land a Yurchenko double pike, and she rocked her rhinestone goat leopard leotard and made history. I mean,
What's the
did you
name of it
guys see
again,
this?
sir?
It's the Yurchenko double pike.
Let me tell you
Yurchenko.
something.
It was
That girl
unbelievable
right
what
there.
she
I saw
did. It's unbelievable what she did.
I don't
she
understand.
defied all
I
kinds of
missed
gravity.
all of it.
Oh,
Oh
Steve,
my God,
this girl,
it's unbelievable. It's amazing.
Yeah.
her tumbling is just,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and it's
I missed
effortless.
all of it.
unspeakable. Ugh,
It's effortless. It's like she's floating and flying.
she's a
But
good.
you know what? When you do moves like that, you know what they do? They outlaw the move. 'Cause we can't do that move no more. 'Cause can't nobody else do it. They do it all the time. They really do it all the time. Yeah. She's a bad lady, man.
girl.
She really
I
is.
saw.
No, did you see the? There was, I think it was an analyst for NBC, and they were talking about the Tokyo Olympics coming up. And one of the gymnasts, one of the analysts said, Simone Biles lets her, her gymnastics speaks for itself.
for
And
itself.
when she did that, she said the queen has
The
spoken.
queen has spoken.
I said when the announcers
Ain't nobody
give
ever
you
did
the
this.
queen title, you
I
a
know.
bad girl.
Go ahead, Simone.
I just like how she just moves. I mean,
Go ahead, girl.
unbelievable.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I'm just blown away by her.
There's no gravity when you watch her. There's no gravity
Yes.
whatsoever.
And to run
Throw your
real
whole
fast
back
like you
out
running,
trying to do
then
that.
all
You
of a
will
sudden
throw
you in the
your
air
whole
doing
back
8
out.
flips.
But she needs that speed in order to do all those tumbles
Right.
and the dismount.
Right.
She
Yes.
has to get that
Yes,
speed
you
up.
need that
Yeah.
power.
So
You need that
we
I
hold
can't
the go-
even do a forward roll on a plane. And sprang to my feet.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Show you
So
how
congratulations
bad shape
to
you
the
are
goat.
in.
Hey, we want to say a very, very special happy birthday to one of the living legends, one of the greatest female vocalists of all times, that doggone Miss Patti LaBelle. Happy
Come on,
birthday,
boy.
Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle, fine behind, turned 77 today.
Yeah.
Fine as she want to be.
Patty,
Beautiful.
Patty.
We love you, Miss Patty.
Beautiful person,
we
man.
do.
Never stop being a wonderful person. Happy birthday, Patti LaBelle.
Yeah. All right, Steve, time now for today's headlines.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody. This is Ann Tripp with the news. The Egyptian-mediated ceasefire between Israel and Hamas is apparently holding. Want to get that out of the way first so you know. However, the Gaza Strip is reportedly in ruins. Tomorrow marks the one-year anniversary of the brutal police killing of Mr. George Floyd, and members of his family attended a remembrance rally yesterday in Minneapolis.
Say his name, George Floyd. Say his name,
George Floyd was slowly strangled to death by a now ex-cop named Derek Chauvin merely over a questionable $20 bill. And video of that 9-minute-plus outrage sparked protests against police brutality and racism, not just in this country, but in countries around the world. Derek Chauvin is scheduled to be sentenced next month. The Minneapolis mayor says he's urging legislative report for a safety proposal, which he says will keep police accountable. By the way, now several states either prohibit or limit the use of chokeholds and any kind of neck restraints by the cops. The new mayor of St. Louis, Missouri, Tashara Jones, is about some quick changes. She's just reallocated $4 million from the police budget in that city, using it to expand the power of the Citizens Board. That was supposed to oversee police shootings, but critics said it was never given any teeth. She also cut all funding for the city jail, nicknamed the Workhouse, because she says community leaders have been calling for its closure for decades because of its inhumane conditions, and she says she's promising to shut that down too. Get this, Atlanta Hawks legend Dominique Wilkins says he was turned away from an Atlanta restaurant yesterday because he's black. A Pro Basketball Hall of Famer says he wanted to be seated at the ritzy La Bibliothèque in Buckhead, but was told at first there were no tables. And then when he said, well, I see some tables, he says, well, it's because you're not dressed properly. In other words, there was one excuse after another. They didn't want this guy seated. Isn't that something? From the Atlanta Hawks. Can't get a seat in a restaurant in Atlanta. CNN has cut its ties with one of its senior political analysts, Republican Rick Santorum, over remarks he recently made about Native Americans, statements considered not only racist but rather ignorant. Santorum told the Young Americans Foundation conference, referring to white people, that, quote, we birthed a nation from nothing. I mean, there was nothing here. Finally, there's an effort to have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame to African-American actress Juanita Moore, nominated for an Oscar for her part as the mother whose daughter passed for white in the remake of the movie Imitation of Life.
How do you explain to your child she was born to be hurt?
Juanita Moore featured in over 80 films and died in 2014 at age 99. Nominating applications for her, by the way, have to be received by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce by this Friday, okay? Just so you know, folks. Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve. Introduce your boy. He is here to look
Ladies and gentlemen, J. Anthony Brown.
I will be at the Hog Pen June the 19th in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Hog pen.
The CDC announced the other day that if you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask. If you've been vaccinated, you can go out without your mask. Now, I don't know if you know this, but they've come out with a list of things you should stop wearing. This is a list of things. This isn't me. This is CDC.
Okay.
That you should stop wearing. You should stop wearing furry-ass house shoes with a jogging suit. CDC said that you should stop doing that, okay? If you have not been to college, you can't wear a college T-shirt, okay? CDC, don't blame me. You cannot wear, this is the CDC, don't get mad at me. You cannot wear more than one animal print at a time. Damn it, okay?
Yes.
You can't mix giraffe with zebra. And these animals don't even like each other in real life. If you're a black man, you can't wear Black Lives Matter with your white girlfriend. You can't do that. That don't look right. I'm just sorry, okay?
It doesn't go together.
You can't. You just can't. You mixing us up. If you don't have a job, you can't wear a company T-shirt that you don't work for if you don't have a damn job. You cannot wear an across-your-head headset with a mouthpiece. You're not an air traffic controller, okay? You can't wear that. You look stupid. Tell your daddy and your uncle he looks stupid. If you ride the bus, you can't wear $500 tennis shoes and your ass is on the bus.
Right.
Okay, if you wear Daisy Dukes, you wear Daisy Dukes, you got to put some lotion on your Dukes, ladies. Damn it, you can't have ass Dukes hanging out. You can't wear Dolce & Gabbana, is that right? Is that my saying right?
Yeah.
You cannot wear it if you can't say it or spell it. Take it off. Take it off, damn it. And take it completely off. And last but not least, if you're going to wear a lace front wig, pull it to the front, okay? It's not a cap.
It's not a cap.
It don't belong on the back of your head. Pull it to the damn front. This is the CDC. It's not me. Don't get mad at me. Don't get angry at me.
Thank you, J. Anthony Brown. Coming up in 34 minutes after the hour, Steve and Nephew Tommy have some grilling tips. We're coming up on Memorial Day holiday this Monday, just in time for the weekend, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, Steve and Tommy, you two are like the grilling experts on the show, the barbecue experts on the show. So Memorial Day is coming up, and I wanted to know if you guys had any tips for us.
Tips for grilling.
For grilling.
Let me go first. He's been cooking long now, let me go first. This is what bothers me about people grilling.
Okay.
Quit putting all that lighter fluid on your charcoal or your wood. That just drives me crazy. Do you realize your meat smells just like that lighter fluid? It tastes like that.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Get you some wood. They got some natural wood starters that you can put in there and light those up. And now your wood or your charcoal, whichever one you're using, doesn't taste like or smell like all this gas lighter fluid you done put on there. That's one of my tips right there. That's a pet peeve of mine.
So let me just piggyback off that and say, to start your fire, they sell what Tommy's talking about is fire starters, wood starters, Weber little white chunks. They got matchsticks that burn naturally that you could put on them. But they have these things that look like coffee cans. They look like a big, giant coffee mug. You put your charcoal in it and light it from the bottom.
Right.
And that can get your charcoal started a little bit more even for you. You don't pour the charcoal in the basin of your thing. You pour the charcoal in this like big round pot and start it like that. Yeah, it's got a handle on it. Then you just pour it in there and they'll burn even. This is little stuff you can learn. I have another tip when it's my turn.
Okay. Wow. Here's another one. People that are, amateurs at grilling. They throw their chicken on and then you think 20 minutes later your chicken is done. Your chicken ain't done. Okay.
20 minutes, it's not 20 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it's
Well,
not.
how come it take so long? Dang.
Shirley, grilling is a sport.
Oh, is it?
And why are you
take
talking
your time.
while we talking
Stop.
about cooking? Why are you eating?
Paula wrote this for us.
I'm trying to stay awake is what
Why
I'm
it
doing.
takes so long? Well, learn how to cook.
Because I'm trying to stay
You
awake.
could be
That's why I'm
awake.
talking.
Hell, the people would come over your house and not leave so much if you could cook. You'd have
Whatever,
company.
bring something.
So listen, while you're cooking your chicken, keep flipping it, and don't be afraid to slice a piece and see where you are. If you see little light red water, you need to cook a little longer. That means there's still some blood in there. Keep cooking your chicken. Keep flipping it and keep cooking. That's all I'm asking.
Look, man, grilling ain't no thing where you can leave your meat for 10 minutes and walk off somewhere. That ain't what this is.
There's some people going in the house for 30 minutes. What did you do?
No, you can't do that when you grilling. Grilling is a sport. It's an activity.
Yes.
You got to move that chicken to the front, to the back. Go ahead.
Side to side.
Okay, let's go back.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I have one
Jay?
tip? Okay. I don't know nothing about grilling. I think what you guys are saying is great. I'm
What
just
is
saying, if you're at a barbecue, please bring good-ass plates, okay? If the sign says cheap plates, if it says cheap plates, damn it, don't bring them, okay? It says cheap plates right there. Bring good-ass plates.
All right, Jay.
All right.
On the ground.
I can do that.
Here's one quick one. I give it back to Uncle Steve. When you he said your charcoals, how you even them out, when you get it going. But some of us like to have a real hot side and then a warm side while you cooking. You understand? So you may have more wood or more charcoals on one side, and then on another side you still got wood and charcoals, but it's not as heavy as the other side. That's just one of my tips.
Yeah, my tip is I have the back side of my grill, I put no charcoal back there.
There you go.
On the back side, I put none.
Okay.
So you can move some meat off that heat if it's cooking too fast.
A little cooling spot.
You gotta have what Tommy's talking about, a cool spot on the grill. I put no charcoal on the back fourth of the grill. I put no charcoal.
This was so exciting.
And you can
thank
set
you
the
guys.
money on. You can set the meat on top of each piece if you have to. To keep it off the flame. And Shirley, don't rush us with your non-cooking ass. There's people who care about this.
This is
Everybody
fascinating.
ain't
The
gonna be
first one
outside
in
on
line
the-
for a plate, though.
Right.
Yes.
And ain't nobody coming to your house eating out no damn crock pot on Memorial.
We gotta go. Coming up next, the nephew with today's prank phone calls right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. The subject, my ex won't let me meet his boo. We'll get into that in a little later. But right
Rightfully
now,
so.
yes. But right now, the nephew is here with today's prank phone call. What you got for us, Neff?
Your check bounced. Your check
bounced. Let's go, Cat.
Hello.
Hello, I'm trying to reach Sister Monica, please.
Who's calling?
This is Brother Deshaun. I'm calling. Actually, I'm a member Greater Missionary Baptist Church.
How can I help you?
Calling you actually about the offering. Now, did you I know you paid your tithes.
Yeah, I pay my tithes every Sunday.
Okay. Now, you paid a love offering as well, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, this past Sunday, I'm looking at a check that you left us with bank.
Right. I sure did. I wrote a check Sunday.
Okay. Now, the check, ma'am, was $250. Am I correct?
Right. I wrote 2 checks for my tithes and the love offering. Right. I wrote one for $250 for the love offering.
Okay. Now,
what is this call regarding? Why are you calling me?
Well, what I wanted to tell you is that I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but your check that you wrote for $250 actually has bounced. And
wait a minute. You said my check bounced for $250?
Your check bounced. So what I'm doing is calling you about recouping the $250, as well as you cost us $30 in bank fees.
Wait a minute now. I wrote 2 checks. I wrote a check for $100. Did that one bounce?
I don't see to it that one bounced. All I know is the one that the love offering has bounced.
Well, did you put them in at the same time? Because I wrote them at the same time.
They all go in on Monday, ma'am. Now, I didn't put them in at the same time. I've been putting them in for the last 2-3 years. The problem is, why would people write these?
What is your name?
I'm Brother Deshaun.
And you was there this Sunday?
I was there. I don't think it matters when I was there, ma'am. The problem is that I didn't put these checks in, and I don't understand why y'all write these checks to the church,
wait a minute.
knowing that they're going to bounce.
Y'all write these checks.
There's a lot of people
My
write
checks are good.
Well,
I don't write bad checks.
Well, why
and
do we?
One clear, why the other one didn't clear?
Maybe you didn't have enough money for both of them to clear.
What did you just say?
Maybe you didn't have enough money in the bank for both of them to clear, and I don't understand why people write these.
I got plenty money in the bank, and all my checks clear. I don't write no rubber checks.
Well, you wrote one on Sunday, and that's the problem. How you going to try to give a love?
Wait a minute. I think you got me confused with somebody else. I don't write no bad checks.
You done wrote this.
I'm trying to be nice to you.
I'm trying to be nice to you. When can we expect the $250 plus the $30? So
wait, $30?
That's the bank fees, ma'am, for the doggone check bouncing.
My check didn't bounce. I'm going to check my bank, and if my check clear, you're going to pay me $30 for calling me, harassing me about a $250 check bounce. I don't write no
Why would you write check? What, you want to sit up in the church and write these big number checks when you know you ain't got it in the bank?
What the did you say?
I said, why would you write these checks when the money ain't in there?
Let me tell you one thing. I don't write no bad checks, and you got a lot of nerves calling me, telling me my check bounced.
Your check is the one that has bounced. And
I'll tell you what you do. Since my check bounced, you pay the since you got all the money. And don't call me with this again. Hello?
Don't you hang up on me no more. When are we going to get this $250 and this $30?
Look, somebody from the church told me I wrote a bad check. I don't write no.
You did write a bad check.
I didn't write no bad check.
Yes, you
did. Wait a minute. Why are you calling me? Why the treasurer don't call me at church?
The treasurer is
the
busy.
Deacon, I ain't never know the deacon call nobody about no bad check. Your is full of and thank you. You got the money.
I ain't got. Who in the hell is that in the background? Who is that?
Never mind who it is. We both go to the same church, and you gonna call me to my I wrote a bad check. You don't you call me no more, and if the check bad, you pay it, okay?
Do Pastor know you talking like this?
Do Pastor know you calling me? Can you answer that?
Look, when are we going to get this $280 is what we looking for from you.
I wrote a check for $250.
And
you will not get $280. You put the $30 with it.
You put $250 in there, it bounced. $30 cost us on bank fees. That's $280. When can the church expect their money?
Never. Not no $280. You will never get $280.
You gonna make me come by your...
And my check then... What did you say? I'm gonna do what?
You gonna make me come by your house and get this money.
Bring your on. Bring it. Bring your on.
What is the address on this
check?
check?
Check.
I got it off the check.
Well, bring your on. I bet you'll be limping back.
I'm watching you. You better not be spending no money nowhere. You better not spend nothing till I get this $250 plus $30.
Whatever I want to, okay?
No, you know what?
I am, and you don't call me no more with this because my check did not bounce. I don't see how one check went through and the other bounced.
Let me say this to you. We cannot accept you back into the house of the Lord no more until...
What did you say?
You are not... Don't you come in there Sunday until we get...
I'm coming up in there Sunday, and I'm going to make sure I find your because you the person I want to see.
You gon'
And you know what? I'm going to call the pastor right now and ask him because I don't believe my check bounced. You full of
Well, let me say this before you call Pastor.
No, I'm going to call Pastor. No, you should have talked with Pastor before you call me with this information.
I got one more thing I need to say to you.
You ain't got nothing to say to me. You done upset me with this talking about I bounced a check. You should have went to Pastor before you called me with this.
I'll tell Pastor when I get, but I got one more thing to say before I leave. Is you listening?
What do you got to say to me? What do you have to say now that you going to pay the check?
This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your girlfriend.
Wait, what did you say?
Baby, this is...
What did you say?
I say this is Nephew Tommy, baby, from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your girlfriend has pranked you.
I'm going to beat that. She just left here flying out the door in a hurt. No, she didn't. I'm going to that.
Let me ask you one more thing, though, baby. What is the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Huh?
Yeah, you had her blood pressure up.
Get that blood going, baby. That adrenaline. All right, let me put my info out there. Let me see. Let me start with, we're going to start with Orlando, Florida. Let me say this. You have sold out 5 shows, 2 on Friday, 3 on Saturday. Tickets are gone, but the nephew is adding a show. All right, I'm adding a 6th show. It will be Thursday night. There will be the added show. So that's it. 1 Thursday, 2 on Friday, 3 on Saturday, and we're done, okay? That's for Orlando. Appreciate y'all. The nephew is on the way. Laying in the cut is the one and only Tampa, Florida. June 25th, 26th, and 27th. I think the 26th is gone. They got a few tickets left. Tampa, but nephew coming to town, baby. I'm back on stage. Do you hear me? Went through a drought. The pandemic had me sitting at home, but I'm back. I'm back and I'm strong. And the pandemic taught me something. I will never, ever neglect that stage again. I promise you. Every time I can get to the mic, I'm getting to the mic. So, Florida, get ready. It's Orlando and it's Tampa. The nephew is on the way. Ready to love. Yeah, I got more news. This is the nephew news. Ready to love. Friday night. Don't miss it. 9 Eastern, 8 Central, only on OWN. That's right. That is Houston. But get ready, though, because we are on our way to Washington, D.C. We'll talk more about that later. Go ahead, Sheriff. Take it away.
All right, coming up next, thank you, nephew. Strawberry letter subject, my ex won't let me meet his boo. We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for today's Strawberry Letter, and if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now. It could be yours. You never know.
Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is, the Strawberry Letter.
All right, subject, my ex won't let me meet his boo. Dear Steve and Shirley, my ex-husband and I are both in our 40s, and we have 3 children under age 12. We divorced over 2 years ago, and recently he allowed his girlfriend to move into my old house with him. The kids mentioned it, so I asked my ex to let me meet the woman that my kids are around. He got upset and said it's none of my business. I said I should know who my children are around, and he said all I need to know is that they're with him, and that's all that matters. Well, I do happen to know the woman, and she's a whore he messed with while we were married, and I'm sure he's afraid for me to be... Yeah, you heard me.
Wow. You normally don't read that. You normally don't read that.
You don't even say that.
But that's what it says in the letter. Well, I do happen to know the woman, and she's a whore he messed with while we were married, and I'm sure he's afraid for me to be face-to-face with her because I might snap. It's been years since this happened, so I'm not tripping at all. But even if it was another woman, I would want to meet her. He is planning to take our children and his girlfriend to Destin when the kids finish with school. And I saw this on social media because he puts all of his business out on there. He hasn't mentioned anything to me and still hasn't set up a meeting between me and this person he lives with. I still let the children go visit him, but I think it's very disrespectful that I don't know this woman. My family says I need to reach out to her, but that is his job. I asked him if the tables are turned and I had a man living with me, would he like to meet the man I have around his children? He said he doesn't ever want to meet another N-word that's with me. He doesn't respect our drop-off and pick-up times either, and it's a big ordeal because he doesn't want me coming by the house. I've kept quiet, but it hasn't been easy. Should I reach out to this woman he lives with or let it be? Well, I mean, this certainly is your business, despite what he said about it being none of your business. It is your business. I mean, these are your kids, and you have every right to know what's going on with them. As long as your intentions are pure and you really do want to meet this woman and you're not going to snap, like you say, you want to meet this woman for the reasons you speak of, then, okay, you're not wrong. But the chances of this actually happened sounds like are 0 to none, okay? Your trifling ex-husband is just not about to let this happen. He knows he's wrong, and he's too petty to care about that. I say petty because it's not about him. It's not about you. It's not even about the girlfriend, really. It's about the kids. That's all you're trying to find out is, are the kids cool? You want to know what this person's character is, what she's teaching them. Does she really care for them? I mean, she's living in the home. So they're going to be around her quite a bit. Does she discipline them? If she does, how? You want to know all those things, all these questions you want answers to. Well, you do sound like the adult in this situation. Your husband is bitter and very disrespectful, as you said, and you're going to get nowhere with him. So I don't think it'll hurt anything to reach out to this woman. You can, but I also say be watchful, listen to your children, wait for any change in their behavior or anything they might tell you. They're under 12, which means, they can talk and everything. So if there's any kind of change, then you speak to your husband about it. And if you have to go over there, I don't think there's a wrong answer here. I just don't. I don't think there's a wrong answer. You do it how you feel you should do it as their parent. Steve?
Well, we've got a few things going on in this letter. At first, my ex won't let me meet his boo was a little deceptive. But now that you have children involved, that changes everything. I was a little confused as I was reading the letter because it wasn't clear who the children were with until later on in the letter. They just go to visit him. So you have custody of the kids. Now, let's start with a couple of things I pick up right away. My ex-husband and I are both in our 40s. Y'all got 3 children under age. We divorced over 2 years ago. Recently, he allowed his girlfriend to move into my old house with him. See, once you say that's my old house, that adds a little extra to sauce in the story. It's obviously not your house. The kids told you about it, so you asked your ex to let him meet the woman that my kids are around. He got upset, said that ain't none of your business. It would be none of your business if the kids weren't around, but the kids are around, especially if they talk about vacation together. But here's the part that gets trouble. I need to know who they're with him, and that's all that matters. And then you say, well, I do happen to know the woman, and she's a whore. Now, when you say that, lady, now, your old house, and she's a whore. Now, you don't like this woman. And then you said he's afraid for you to be face-to-face with her because I might snap. Well, with your old house, the whore, and you gonna snap. That's why you ain't meeting no damn body.
Hold on,
there.
Steve.
All right.
We'll have part 2 of your response coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. Today's Strawberry Letter subject, my ex won't let me meet his boo. We'll get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve. Let's recap today's Strawberry Letter subject, my ex won't let me meet his boo.
Well, the subject is a little misleading because we didn't know it was children involved, but children are involved. I think you should meet them. But let me tell you why. You start to let off wrong. Y'all divorced, you got 3 children under 12. He recently allowed his girlfriend to move into my old house. If it was your house, you'd still be there, especially with possession of the kids. So I guess you wanted out of the house for some reason, or some reason you weren't awarded the house, or something to that effect. But it's not your old house. It's his house. And the kids told you about that, and you want to meet the woman, but he said that's none of your business. I disagree because there are kids involved. And you should know who's around my children. He said all I need to know is that she's with him, they're with them, and that's all that matters. And then you said, well, I do happen to know the woman. She's a whore. Well, okay. Now we're getting into some other stuff now, because if that's the case, it's going to get ugly. And said that he's afraid you to meet her face to face because I might snap. Because this is the woman that slept with your husband while y'all was married. Now, you say it's been years since this happened, so I'm not tripping at all. Even if it was another woman, I would want to meet her, which makes sense. He's planning to take our children and his girlfriend to Destin when the kids finish with school, and I saw this on social media because he puts all his business on there. He ain't mentioned nothing to you and still hasn't set up the meeting between me and the person he lives with. I still let the children go visit him, but I think it's very disrespectful that I don't know who this woman is. I agree with you. I think it is disrespectful. My family says I need to reach out to her, but that's his job. Well, it's supposed to be his job, but he obviously don't do his jobs real well, or else y'all would still be married. I asked him if the tables would turn. If I had a man living with me, would he like to meet the man I have around his children? He said he don't ever want to meet another end that's with me. Well, that's stupid of him. Because if it's a man raising your kids that's in it, and they under 12, they're at an impressionable age. You know, we all got to meet. He doesn't respect our drop-off and pickup times either. It's a big ordeal because he doesn't want me coming by the house. I've kept quiet, but it hasn't been easy. Should I reach out to this woman he lives with? Okay. All right, so let me tell you something. Co-parenting is hard work, especially when they're co-parenting and they're divorced. Now, the fact that you've mentioned she's a whore and in y'all's old house and she slept with the husband and you might snap is exactly why you haven't met this woman yet. But you have to. I think your family's up to something when they said you should reach out to her. I think you should call and invite her for coffee or a place of her choosing. And just meet her and just say, woman to woman, I just want to meet you. I love my children. I love them dearly. I just want to make sure that you're okay with the kids. Are you having any problems with any one of them? Maybe I can clear it up for you, teach you a little bit about my children. Some of them all kids have different ways. You might be struggling with the behavior over there or something. Is anything I can help you with? Blah, 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 blah. So you can feel comfortable dropping your kids off. That's what co-parenting is.
And adults do.
That's what you have to do. That's the tough work. You think marriage was tough. Co-parenting is tough too. So that's what you have to do. Now, let's talk about your attitude for a second.
What about her attitude, Steve?
You're going to have to quit calling this woman a whore. Okay? Because that right there.
Fired off.
Yeah. See, that's going to keep you in stank mode with this heifer the whole time.
Well, she was sleeping with her husband.
Whatever.
Right. See, right there. But it ain't your husband no more. So what you got to look at it from now on is she slept with your ex-husband, not your husband, because he's your ex-husband now. So the man she was sleeping with is actually your ex-husband. So fix that in your mind. The other thing you need to do is you have to quit calling a woman a whore. Because a whore, definition of a whore is different from, she was just with your husband. She wasn't with a lot of men. She was just with your husband. And she could have been with your husband for some other reasons. He could have lied, you know, not told her all the facts.
Oh, that you're saying he may not have told this woman that he was married at the time.
Could have said y'all was going through some things and separated.
He was unhappy at home.
All this here. So you got to kind of filter that in. But the key is so you can get comfortable with the woman that's around your kids. And you want to do a flex a little bit too because you are the mother. Mothers have every right to flex. I made these babies. You can't just drag them off where you want, which is true. And I don't know what you all visitation rights is, but taking the babies out the state, that's kidnapping. Or they could go to Destin with the babies and you could charge her with kidnapping and then she'll have to come to court.
Thank you,
and
Steve.
And then y'all will definitely meet then.
Post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter. Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and Facebook. Check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on
Just
demand,
trying to help.
Thank you. Coming up at 46 minutes after the hour, Sports Talk with Junior right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, guys, Junior is here with Sports Talk. What you got, Junior?
Okay, Shirley, before I get to that, June 5th, Dallas, June 5th, the Cures Hope 5K Fun Run and Walk will be happening at the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge. Go ahead, go to cureshope.org. That's KIERS hope.org and register today. Well, it was a whole weekend full of NBA basketball. That's all I got. You know, the Warriors are eliminated. I'm sorry, they going home. But it was, if you was a home team this weekend, it really didn't go well for a lot of home teams. Not this weekend. No. So like the Heat lost to the Bucks. 107-109. The Mavericks, though, beat the Clippers.
I thought they was playing in Milwaukee, though.
Yeah, they was. Huh? They was. Not all of them, but they was. 113-103 was the Mavericks over the Clippers at home. Then you had the Celtics who lost to the Nets. That was expected because they had all three of them on the court at the same time. Durant, Irving, and Harden. They all played for the first time in almost 2 months. So they won. Then you had the Trailblazers over the Nuggets, 123-109. And then you had on Sunday, you had the 76ers who beat the Wizards. The Lakers lost to the Suns. And then the Hawks beat the Knicks at home. Now here's the question.
How Cleveland do, dog?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
They did good watching.
Oh, they was watching. Okay. I'll just check.
Yeah. I mean, they was watching with the Rockets.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Oh,
here we go.
That's the same way the Texans is gonna be doing this playoff season for the football.
Here we go.
See. So my question is, even though the Warriors are going home, does Steph still get the MVP?
Yes.
Probably not.
He had the best season. They don't give out the award after the playoffs.
You would think that whoever's on the number one team be up for MVP most of the time.
No, that ain't how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not even the best team. It's just the best player for their team, the situation they was in.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of times I don't always agree with the MVP myself. But
oh, really?
Really, you have a hard time.
Okay.
You having a hard time with
What do you say,
Alrighty.
Commissioner Harvey? What do you say?
I mean, I think Steph Curry, the numbers he put up this year, if you ask me who put up the best numbers this year, to me is Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, he did. He averaged a triple-double. He did.
But that's not what they do. That's why the MVP, I don't get. This cat is valuable, man.
Okay.
All them triple-doubles, that boy playing basketball, man, like nobody else.
Well, we're going to find out in a couple of weeks.
All right. Thank you, Junior. Coming up at the top of the hour, here's a question for you guys. What's the dumbest thing you believed as a kid? We'll talk about it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right. Here's a question for you guys. What's the dumbest thing you believed as a kid? Now, this question was on Facebook, and we just wanted to ask you, Steve. We wanted to ask Tommy Jr. and, of course, Jay. What was all the dumb stuff you believed as a kid? Like, if you dug a big enough hole, you would be in China. Another was watching too much TV would literally ruin your brain.
Okay.
The list goes on and on. If you swallow a seed.
I got one for you.
Right. Yeah, you're
I
watermelon.
was paranoid, and my uncle can attest to this. He used to make me think this. That if you swallowed one of those watermelon seeds, that one of them would start growing in your stomach. So I used to go through and just cut that watermelon up so fine. I mean, I would just jack a watermelon up before I ate it because I was trying to get every seed out of it. I was paranoid.
This little stupid son.
But you told him that he was a kid.
I know I wanted him to believe.
All right. Who's next? That was pretty dumb, Tommy.
I'll tell you one. I'm ashamed to say this, but I was 12 arguing at school that Santa Claus was really real. I was going to school. He is real. Now, I got a girlfriend and everything. He is real. Ain't that right, babe? I mean, I sounded crazy as hell.
You know, I
Can
got
we
in
do
trouble during the Christmas season.
And he is real. Next.
And with saying
Yes,
that. Yeah.
he's real.
Yeah,
You know, I got in trouble about that.
I tell you what I believe.
What?
I went to Carver Elementary School, Columbia, South Carolina. I believe they had a basement, and if you went in the basement, there was a lady down in that basement that would snatch your ass up, and nobody would ever see you again if you went toward the basement. So I always walked around the school to make sure I didn't go past them steps that went down in the basement.
That was scary.
Because she was known to come up the steps and snatch kids. So
She went around.
this was what I believe. And I believe that. And when I still passed the school, I never looked in that direction because I looked one time and she was in the window. I swear to God, I saw a lady in the window. So I believe that.
I thought that while you was running, if you look down at the cracks on the sidewalk when they was going by, I thought that meant I was going faster.
We believe that.
Like, I'm kicking it. I'm
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's funny.
What's the dumbest thing you believed as a kid, Tommy?
I
believed in the tooth fairy. You know?
Yeah.
I did. I believe in the tooth fairy.
Still exists.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Still there. She hasn't. I haven't seen her in a while.
Right.
Okay. But I used to be wondering, like, who is this white lady my daddy letting in the house? I just didn't understand.
With the white lady.
Come on, Junior.
Go ahead, Junior.
I'm going to tell you right now. Y'all remember the movie Candyman?
Scary movie.
If you say Candyman in the mirror 3 times, I thought he was really going to appear. I would always get to 2 and just stop. I could never get to Candyman. I said, I ain't finna play with this. That was it. I believe that was real.
You don't play with it. Candyman, stop it right there.
I stopped.
Okay. I tell you what I believe. I believe when I was in the 8th grade that I was going to pass to the 9th. I really believed that I was going to pass to the I thought I had it locked. I thought there was nothing that was going to change for me making. No way they could keep my dumb ass back but they did. But I believe I was going to pass. Go ahead, Steve.
Come on, Steve, close it out. What's the dumbest thing you thought as a kid you believed?
When I was 8 years old, I thought if you was 30 years old, that you was old as hell.
At 8?
I thought if you was 30, man, woo! Your ass is almost out.
All right, we'll have more of today's trending stories on the Steve Harvey Morning Show coming up at 20 minutes after, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, the late, great Paul Mooney made the Laugh Factory in Hollywood his second home. And there will be a special tribute in honor of Mr. Paul Mooney this Thursday at 3 p.m. Check out this lineup. Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, and Tiffany Haddish will be in attendance, along with Paul Mooney's twin sons, Dwayne and Daryl. Wow.
Man,
That's nice.
Yeah.
Good
nice.
tribute.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy. Only thing...
There.
Who's missing from this lineup, you guys? We got Eddie Murphy,
Arsenio,
Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish.
Arsenio and Chappelle.
Yeah, Chappelle.
Yeah.
Marsha
else,
Warfield, she's still around. Yeah, she
Marsha
could be there.
Warfield.
Yeah, they were, all of them worked together. George Wallace should be there. They all worked at that comedy club up there on Sunday.
Oh, that roast they had?
It should be.
God. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It should be, well, for me,
Uh-huh.
I shouldn't say that. But, I mean, I understand playing the tribute, but the tribute should be, if they really went and got the people who really knew him and spent some time with him, that would be really great if they took their time. Eddie knew him. As soon as he passed, Eddie Murphy texted me and said, Mooney passed, man. You know.
Wow. What a legend. And here, the city of Oakland, they are planning something.
Yeah, they're doing something
as well. Yeah, the city council, they're going to lay some stuff out, too. So
Thank you for coming to the J Spot, Paul. You came twice. You really did.
Say thank you,
Appreciate
Jay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice,
All right.
Jay.
Yeah. We'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show coming up at 33 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
The 2021 iHeartRadio Awards is going down this Thursday, May 27th at 8 p.m. on Fox. It'll be live from the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. And Usher, that's right, Usher baby, is set to host this year's show. He will also perform. Yeah. Other performances include The Weeknd with special guest Ariana Grande, newly married Ariana Grande, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, Silk Sonic, Doja Cat, Doja Cat and more. Also set to appear on the show is our girl Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And she's gonna be good. You know
My
that.
girl Summer, let's go.
So Megan
right.
be in Houston third.
The night will also feature a special tribute to one of your favorites, Steve, Elton John. He'll be honored with the 2021 Icon Award. So there you go. Benny and the
nice.
Jets.
That's a
Your
bad boy
favorite.
there.
Oh, yeah, legend for sure. Elton John.
Yeah.
Sir Elton John.
Yep, and in other trending news, it's the black girl magic for us. We got to say this. Simone Biles made history this weekend in Indianapolis at the U.S. Classics. She's 24 years old. Simone Biles became the first gymnast ever to land a Yurchenko double pike, and she rocked her rhinestone goat leotard and made history. I mean,
What's the
did you
name of it
guys see
again,
this?
sir?
It's the Yurchenko double pike.
Let me tell you something.
It was
That girl
unbelievable
right there.
what she did. It's unbelievable what she did.
I don't
She
understand.
defied all kinds
I
of
missed
gravity.
all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh
Steve,
my God,
this
it's
girl,
it's unbelievable. It's amazing.
Yeah.
what's humbling is just,
Yeah.
it's
And it's
I missed
effortless.
all of it.
unspeakable.
It's effortless. It's like she's floating and flying.
She's a
But
goat.
you know what? When you do moves like that, you know what they do? They outlaw the move. We can't do that move no more because can't nobody else do it. They do it all the time. They really do it all the time. Yeah. She's a bad lady, man.
girl.
She really is.
No, did you see the? There was I think it was an analyst for NBC, and they were talking about the Tokyo Olympics coming up. And one of the gymnasts, one of the analysts said, Simone Biles lets her, her gymnastics speaks for itself. And when she did that, she said the Queen has spoken.
The Queen has spoken.
I said when the announcers give you the Queen title, you
I
a
know.
bad girl.
Go ahead, Simone.
I just like how she just moves. I mean,
Go ahead, girl.
unbelievable.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away by her.
There's no gravity when you watch her. There's no gravity.
Yes.
Coming up at 49 minutes after the hour, it will be our last break of the day.
It's the last break of the day, a short work week. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you. Phew. Phew.
And of course, we will have some inspiring closing remarks from the one and only Steve Harvey right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we are, guys. Our last break of the day on this Monday. It's been a good day.
Yeah. Yes, really, really, really. Yeah, great. Kind of went by kind of quick, though.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't as snappy today as I wanted to be. I don't know what that was.
Oh, yeah, you were. You were good. You was
I just wasn't as snappy as I wanted to be.
You
Better get snappy, though, because I'm about to take my butt to work, so, again. So, better get snappy.
Get off one job and go to another one. Huh?
Yeah, at least we got commercial breaks on this job. You stand in front of that camera, ain't no off. So, hey, let me say this in closing. I want to keep encouraging people to keep making an effort to make your dreams come true. Look, I know that life can be tough at times, and I know there are times when life seems like it's completely unfair. But life ain't really fair. But life ain't really fair for anybody. And what I mean by it's not fair, the unexpected always happens. I mean, you know, as prepared as you may be, you can be setting your plan for your day to go one way or another way, and then something completely happens out of the blue, and it seems unfair. Well, I just want to remind you that that happens to everybody. That's not just happening to you. Life happens to everybody, and these sudden surprises, they seem so unfair, but that's life. The counter that you have for the unexpected is if you are a believer, if you can work yourself up to become a person of faith, if you can form a relationship with your Creator, the thing that will help you get through all of that is the realization that even though the unthinkable has happened, even though this unforeseen circumstance has popped up, this unexplainable moment, just the fact of knowing that God is with me, no matter what happens, He is a very present help for me. In the good times, in the bad times, when it's sunny, when it's raining, when it's thunderstorming, when the waves is real high, when your ship gets turned over, it can get righted again. You know, I want you to understand, stop wanting everything to be smooth for yourself. That's not realistic, y'all. That's not what life is. If life was smooth for us all the time, we would have no level of appreciation. We would have no need for faith. We would have no relationship with God. I promise you we wouldn't. If everything was level and smooth, there would be no flow to life. You wouldn't even have real emotions if it stayed smooth all the time. You would have no appreciation for sunny days, because if the sun shined every day, because we are human, all of us, we would just get accustomed to it. And we would just go about thinking, oh, well, this is how it's supposed to go. But God treats the weather just like life. It has its sunny days. It has its partly cloudy days. It has its days when it's thunderstorming. It has its days where it's windy outside. It has its days where it's just gray. Then it has some days where it's just perfectly beautiful weather. And then just like life, the weather, it has seasons to it. You have a season where it just seems like for a period of time, you're just out here toiling, working. And then you seems like there's a period of time where it might seem like all your crops is dead and ain't nothing coming out the ground. And then you'll have seasons in your life where you're just harvesting the fruit and the manna and the crops are coming all in. That's life. And God gives us these examples of life all through nature and everything. When the leaves turn brown and orange, how beautiful they can be. But if you don't see the beauty of the orange and the scarlets and the red and the oranges of the leaves, then you miss the beauty of fall. If you just sitting there going, oh, whoa, Lord, it's finna be winter. Now you spend the whole beautiful fall worried about when winter come. When winter come and that beautiful snow is coming out the sky and you're able to go snowboarding and skiing and sledding and making snow cream and making ice milk and making snowmen and making angels and stuff, you miss the beauty of winter. Fix your mind, y'all. This is life. Life has all these ebb and flows, and we are awake and alive to partake of all these ebb and flows. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to partake of life. With all its ups and downs, sunny days, rainy days, when you need rain for flowers to go. It's like God's word is just like the rain. God does not send rain and snow to earth without it returning something. You know what I mean? When the rain falls from the sky, it returns flowers. When the rain falls from the sky, it returns greenery and trees. it returns, it supplies nourishment for seeds. That's when rain when God gives his word, God don't give you his word without a return. Open your mind to God's word, man. It has a return value to it, y'all. Get into your faith and understand what God is saying to you. Don't let nobody fool you with all this Illuminati conversation and all this foolishness right here. God is real, man. God is very, very real. He's the truth of the matter. Sit up here and let these people talk you into some okie doke that ain't real. God is real, man. That Bible been around since you don't even know when it wasn't around. Every word in it, check it. Truth. Check it. Cause it's truth. Get into your faith, y'all. God loves you, man. It'd be the best thing for you. Talk to God. He'd love to hear from you. If you don't have faith, ask God for something. Do that today. Have a great day, y'all.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.